And I am here with Adam
Hello.
and Steph.
I'm back.
Sweet. Okay, so first of all, now before we were talking, I wanted to berate Steph about this crazy porn show that she made me watch because there's narcissists in it. It's literally just Skinamax, you know. There's S, and it's literally
Say,
just
did you say
people
ass?
having there's asses in it,
There's
and
a
they're
lot in
just
there.
there's tits in it too, actually.
I was gonna
Uh,
Okay.
say you're missing out on
yeah, there
that.
is tits in it.
Okay, you
Uh,
haven't lost me yet.
but well, it's just the thing that like okay, I wasn't watching it for porn, you know, and so it's just that they're having sex every 5 minutes, and that there's no plot. Uh, I mean,
There
and
is.
I've only
Well,
watched the first 5 episodes, uh,
oh, it gets so much better. You got to finish it.
but it's just so annoying. Yeah, Peggy
Yeah.
Bundy is definitely a narcissist.
Uh
Um,
huh.
Now, the thing is, he's a narcissist, but what they got wrong is if he's such a narcissist, he wouldn't see the narcissism in her because narcissists generally, uh, when they see other people that act like them, they tend to not see it,
Well, I don't
from
know
my
if he
experience.
actually saw it. He never claims that he saw it in there. Also, do you want to? Maybe we
Oh, he
should tell.
completely hates her.
Well, okay. I mean, she
He
sucks.
sees her narcissism.
No, but you have to keep watching because you'll understand that, like, it's a continuous cycle. And
But I think Lucy's more than, was that her name, Lucy? I
yeah,
think
yeah.
she's the more the narcissist.
Oh, yeah, it gets even crazier.
She's very narcissistic and unempathetic. It's
Yeah.
like she's kind of a bitch, and her mom really. So your mom, you could tell her mom was very immature because her mom put her mental health on her, uh, especially with what happened with her father.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of the story you got into, but there's so much more behind it, and it just continues to grow and grow and grow. For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, we are talking about Tell Me Lies, and it is not a porn.
It's a porn.
It's not.
It's like when '70s actually had good production porn back in the Ron Jeremy old days, where like
Yeah.
they actually had a story and it was like a big production movie, and then they
Yeah.
just bang. It's not today where you just turn it on, they're in the middle of a blowjob or something like that, and
It's
and
no
then you have to
orgasmo.
fast forward to the girl on top. Everybody does that, right?
Yeah.
Um, um, you have to
No.
you have to fast forward to the anal, but
Jeez. I don't think that was in this one.
but uh, but it's like a '70s big production. It's Skinamax because that's what Skinamax is. It's like there's a story, kind of a story involved, but then the next thing you know, they're in a hot tub for 20 minutes.
Skinamax had some good ones.
Yeah, that's not what this is. There is a really good storyline behind it. At the end of season two, there's also a huge twist that I think everybody would
It's a
appreciate.
high production porn on
Okay.
Hulu.
It's
Well, it's renewed for the third season, so.
Rick. You remember that movie Orgasmo with Trey
Oh
Oh my
yeah,
Parker?
god.
and Chopper Boy.
Now you're a man, a man,
Man, man,
man,
man,
man.
man, now you're a man. A man, 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 you're a man.
Adam, you
I
made me
think that
watch
It's
was.
like,
that.
I think that was one of the first
he's
Trey
like,
Parker movies. It's so
he's like,
funny.
they're like singing exactly what's happening.
The, that whole movie was just insane. It's about a
It's
it's
so
about a
great.
more it's about a Mormon
Mormon,
who goes and does porn.
this porn.
Like, it's so funny. I
But
haven't
he
seen that movie
actually
in
gets
years.
like a machine, a mechanism that makes people have orgasms.
Yeah.
And then his
The
sidekick
guy's
has a big floppy dildo on his head.
Oh my god.
and he's got the machine that gives people orgasms, and he gives the one guy so many his dick explodes.
That was Matt Stone, right? Or was that Trey
No,
Parker?
Matt
Was that
Stone
Trey
was like a
Parker?
bit part in that. Yeah, it was Trey Parker. He was the
It's Trey
main
Parker.
main star.
Yeah.
God, that was
I
a funny
miss when they
movie.
did movies. They haven't done a movie in a while, and they do the
No.
best movies every time. Like Basketball,
Yeah.
Team America. Like
Yeah.
their movies are funny.
They are. They're really good. I love the stuff that they do, and the South Park movie was one of the funniest movies I've ever
South
seen.
Park movie, yeah.
And I was maybe like 12 or 13 when I saw that movie because my dad was a big South Park fan and he let me watch it. And that movie's so messed up but so funny. They were going to do another South Park movie, which was Imagination Land, but they ended up just making it a three-part episode in I think season like 10 or 11, somewhere in there. And that was a really good ongoing story. That was a good one.
How many
But
seasons have there been?
26
A
I think
lot,
now.
yeah. Not as many as Simpsons, but
No,
they're up
Yeah.
there.
they're up there, but they only do 10 episodes a season too.
Mm.
But yeah, I miss
Yeah,
the Trey
because they
Parker
like
Maxim
they
days.
literally write the episode and do it that week.
Yeah,
They
it's a
don't
lot.
because they want to be up to date what's going on in the news and everything. So
Yeah.
they just get together and write it on the fly, and like it's always good though.
And nobody's safe in that show. Nobody.
No.
They've targeted
No.
everybody. And I was reading something about this was Team America. This is one of like the greatest things I ever read. Was that they asked Trey Parker and Matt Stone why they made Matt Damon look like he was like mentally challenged, and they were like we weren't going to originally, but then the puppet just came out and looked like it. They're like, so we did it. 'Cause during the whole movie, he's like Matt Damon, and they
And,
asked Matt Damon. They asked Matt Damon about it. They're like, "How do you feel about this portrayal?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm just very confused about it." He's like, "I'm an Academy Award winner." Like,
No,
It's so
and he's
funny.
really intelligent too.
Yeah, he is.
No, and Baldwin wanted to voice his own character, but they wouldn't let him because they wanted to make fun of him. They didn't think it'd be as
Yeah.
funny if he was making fun of himself.
And I guess it's South Park is one of George Clooney's favorite shows, and he voiced the Doctor in the movie. But then they also had him. He voiced Stan's gay dog in I think it was season one or season two. In the beginning, it says, and I think Sparky, I think was its name. It's like a Sparky voiced by special guest star George Clooney, and the dog doesn't even talk; it just barks.
It's really like the biggest fuck you to everybody, but in like the best way. I can't think of the word that I'm looking for.
They
Go
they
ahead.
present a very intelligent view on everything.
But they don't like, and
It's
it's
not
good
preachy.
because they don't. Yeah, they don't take political sides. It's like
No.
everybody gets made fun of, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And but then like people will get outraged, but nothing's gonna come of it because South
Yeah.
Park's uncancelable. It's like you look stupid if you get outraged by South Park.
Yeah.
Like they're just gonna come after you even harder.
Yeah. The One of the ones that they did was the Scientology one, which was the big
Oh yeah.
which was a really good one, and they put in the end credits they just put like by anonymous. I can't remember exactly what they put, but they like all the credits didn't say anybody's names so that Scientologists couldn't sue them because they were like they can't prove that any of us were involved in this show. That was the whole reason they did. Is they're like they have to prove that any of us were in it, and they can't do it if we're not in the credits. So
Oh, that's really smart.
yeah, so that was pretty funny. Like those two are just so intelligent, such geniuses. Steph, you just went and saw the that musical that they made, the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, yeah. We just went to see Book of Mormon like a couple of months ago. It was my second time seeing it, but it still was just as funny the second time around. Probably more so because I knew what to expect and what was coming. Um, we were actually talking about going there in Milwaukee in I think February maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then Steve and I were watching that Casa Bonita documentary. Have you guys seen that one?
I haven't seen it yet. That's on my watch list. I want to see it because Trey Parker and Matt Stone bought Casa Bonita.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just crazy. It's like supposed to be like a $3 million project and ends up being like 20 million or something crazy like that. I don't know the exact numbers, but like we watched the whole thing and it is interesting what they did, but it's like
Yeah.
more and more things just keep happening. It's like they're like, oh, this is like a death trap, and they just start laughing. They're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think they said something like it'll take 20 years for them to turn a profit on it.
No,
Like-
I think they're booked out.
Are they?
Yeah, it's crazy, like to get reservations and stuff.
I think they're having a lot of reservations, but I think that the amount of money that they spent into like rebuilding the franchise, they said will take a long time. But they're just really big fans of Casa Bonita.
Right, right. I mean, it was a fascinating documentary, so I
Yeah,
would suggest it if you're South Park fans.
yeah. The Casa Bonita episode was pretty funny too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
They
we watched
lock
it right after.
Carmen locks Butters in the fridge. He like locks him in there. He's like, "Oh, this is the only place he'll stay safe from the zombies," because he wants to go. Oh, Carmen's such an
Oh,
asshole.
But
actually,
anyways,
Tell me lies.
tell me lies.
oh yeah.
Uh,
How did we get?
I
Welcome back.
gotta, I guess I gotta keep watching. I just haven't had time and running a business and then doing trainings and stuff like that. So I have to get back on it.
I
Uh,
have been off this show for 3 weeks due to traveling and Halloween and everything else. You should have had that finished. That was your
I
homework.
watched like 5 episodes really fast, and then I see like it's I just can't like I don't like watching. Okay, this is what we were getting at before the show. I don't like watching people dry humping, like, and that's what that's like 90% of the show is people are just dry humping. That does nothing for me. Like, I don't get sex scenes. I don't understand it. I don't know why like you need to have this long drawn out sex scene unless they're making fun of it, like in It's Always Sunny with Danny DeVito. Or or Team America.
Team America.
Yeah.
The
So,
funniest scene ever to Grace
We are.
movies.
See, that
Full
was funny
circle.
because they were doing all these decisions.
Did you see the extended cut? That
Yeah.
sex scene is like 5 minutes longer.
God.
Yeah, but other than that, like, I don't like. What does this have to do with the rest of the movie?
No.
Like, this is like not plot. This is just two people dry humping. What? Like, let's like. There's literally like, okay, let's get the set together and everything so they can like dry hump. Like, that's what they're like. Oh, the writers just put in, and then they have sex, and that's what like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the luring. Like he's luring these women into doing what he wants and using them as like using sex as like a way to entrap them almost and then like not control but kind of control them.
But it's like they don't know what sex is. It's just so weird the way it all ends up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Okay.
They
Well,
act like we just had the greatest aerobic sex of all time because they're always like out of breath and everything afterwards. And, you know, it's like, you
they
know,
might have. We don't
I just
know.
roll over and snore. So,
2 pumps
In
in
fairness,
there.
in fairness, I get winded getting up from the couch to grab a snack. So
it's like, you know, I don't need to see your fake sex face, your fake
Well,
O face.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
oh, oh.
Okay, well,
Maybe
just
later I'll
keep
be showing her
watching.
my O face. Oh,
Oh
oh,
my
oh. You know what I'm talking about. I used to have that as my ringtone, and it went off in the middle of English class and EIU. And I picked it up and just let it go.
Oh my god. Well, if you continue to watch, you'll see Lucifer makes an appearance. He's a big part of season 2.
like the
Well, that
Lucifer?
makes sense because that's 90% of Lucifer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's-
it's
it's-
not.
I did start watching Lucifer again. I
Yeah,
started over.
I started or I restarted it. I think I'm on season 3 or 4 maybe. Um it's one though that you can like leave for a little bit and come back and you're like, "All right,
Yeah.
I can pick it up."
I never finished it.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
good. It had a very good ending.
Yeah. Don't tell me cuz I haven't seen it.
Oh. Well, I just finished watching season 1 again.
Sometimes
it
I
is a
just
good
want
show.
you to get to the point. That's why I like these shows that are like, you know, 8-10 episodes because like, okay, we
Yeah.
get to the point real quick.
Right.
You know, that's the thing about like Supernatural and all these, you know, these TV shows and everything. It's like they're 23, 24 episodes. Like, oh my god, and there's so much filler in it. You know.
I agree. I'm really down with the 10 episode seasons now. I wish they would come out every year because we're getting more like
Yeah.
2 years in between seasons now, which is tough. But I do like the 8 to 10 episode, because I feel like they're taking more time to put the story in, and but like
Right.
it's all about the story. Like there's no filler episodes. Although Supernatural, obviously, when they did filler episodes, they were usually pretty amusing, and it was just kind of like we're doing this for
Well, the
fun.
filler episodes are what made Supernatural. So
They are,
I mean,
but
that's a different story. But at the same time, I'm like, the world's gonna end. You want to get
Yeah.
to that? You know?
let's get to this plot.
If they could have just deleted the entire Leviathan season, I think that was just filler because they were like, we don't know what else to do. And I'm gonna always bring that up whenever we talk about Supernatural because you know how much I hate that season.
Yeah, it was not a great season. It was one of the weaker seasons they had.
Yeah, we still have to do our Supernatural. Like that's gonna be like a 4-parter. I feel like, but
I mean, 15 seasons.
But yeah, the
well, 14.
waiting at like 3. So Arcane, which is a show based on the game League of Legends, which I've never played, but I watched the show on Netflix. It was the 3-year between the first and second season.
Jeez.
So it's actually kind of smart because I watched the first season again, but the first season was so good,
Mhm.
and it's probably one of the best video game kind of series, movie series of all time, because it's very interesting. I don't think they expected it to be a hit, and so it's based on, I guess, 2 characters from League of Legends. Their name is V and Jinx, and they're sisters. So it's really about, it's like the underworld and then the top city. And there's basically going to be a war between them. And the biggest interesting part is the sisters V and Jinx, which are the main characters. I don't know if anybody else is in League of Legends because there's a couple other main characters. I haven't really looked that much into it. But the interesting story is between V and Jinx, because so Jinx is a kid, so it starts like 7 years earlier, and they're kind of like this. Well, actually, starts even earlier than that when they were a kid, but then it fast forwards some years, then it fast forwards 7 years. But basically, they're like robbing and doing all this stuff. They're kind of terrorists and stuff like that. And then Jinx is supposed to stay behind because she's a younger girl, but she's very inventive. And she completely goes out and screws everything up. And then her sister V, which is the older sister, completely tears her down. And then V turns into a bad guy. So V is kind of a Harley Quinn-esque character, and that's like the appeal to her, but she's still like 15, 16 years old, but she's a real badass though. But it's really interesting because basically everything is science and magic is outlawed because of how dangerous it can be. And so they're using magic to combine with science to create these these weapons and stuff like that. And so basically it's centered around how they create these weapons, and then the war between the lower and upper city, and the lower city kind of being the slums, kind of being like nobody cares about them, kind of having an uprising against the upper city. But I don't want to spoil too much, but I suggest watching it.
Don't worry, I stopped listening.
That was one of the better explanations you've ever done.
Thank you.
It was very coherent.
Thank you.
I got painted a very good picture of what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
It was long and drawn out, but it was good. It was good. I liked it because now I know what's going on in that show.
Long and drawn out. I mean, it's not like his sex scenes, but
No.
Well, there is lesbian, but there's not like, there is some sex, but it's not like drawn out sex scenes. So, I don't know if you wanted to hear that, but you look like you want to say something. But like they let out the first 3 episodes, then they're letting out the next 3 episodes tomorrow, and then the next 3 episodes the week after. And the first 3 episodes really carry on from the first season, where it's just a fantastic show.
Yeah.
And it's like the first season's only 8 episodes, so it's a real quick watch.
It's not bad. What is that on?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, Adam, I need to steal your Netflix again.
They don't let me anymore.
But the really good part about it is the animation is really good. That's like almost like what is the best part of it is the animation's really appealing, and it's really cool how they do it.
I'm not into the animation thing.
But it's you know, a lot of people say that, but then they miss out on a lot of really good stuff.
Nope.
Yeah.
They really do. People miss out on a lot of epic stories because they don't like animation.
Yep. I mean, maybe one day if I'm bored and I can get on Adam's Netflix, I'll try it.
Like watch the first like 3 or 4 episodes, and that'll tell you if you're gonna like it or not.
That's a
I
lot
say watch the
of
first 4 episodes. There's just
lot
one
of
part.
commitment.
So maybe like 3 episodes. So it's like you're watching. It's like it's okay, but then something happens in like the 3rd or 4th episodes, and your jaw just drops, and then you're in it. So it takes like the first 2 episodes aren't bad. It's just that when this thing happens, then it's like, oh shit, it's on now.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Speaking of the lesbian thing, I know we talked about Agatha all along. Adam, I know you have not seen it. Rick,
Nope.
have you watched it?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay, I understood where you were coming from, Adam, when you were like, oh yeah, they touch on the fact like there was like the lesbian relationship. That's why I made that face. Nobody can see the face that I made, but I was like, oh yeah, because I got to remember to bring this up and talk about it. I finished it, and I know nothing really about any of those Marvel movies, and I was really intrigued by the whole story.
Yeah. I want to watch it. I will watch it at some point. I'm very curious because I really liked WandaVision. I liked the character of Agatha. I want to see the show. I haven't been a huge fan of a lot of the Marvel properties that have been coming out lately. I hear this one was actually pretty decent, though. And it's got Aubrey Plaza, who I love, and Katherine Hahn, who I love. And I'm like, how can you really go wrong?
As someone who is not into all of that universe and knows the backstory, I was intrigued by it and I really enjoyed it because it, like, I don't know, it was just centered on something else to me.
Sure.
So,
People just hate it because there's gay people in it, and that's why people are hating it.
really?
Yeah.
You think so?
So
That's stupid.
Wiccan's in it. I don't know if he was gay in the comics, and they're actually. So he's Wanda's son. So
Spoiler alert.
he's gonna be. Well, they've already announced. If you don't watch Marvel News, if you watch news, if you're listening to this, I'm assuming you listen to Marvel News. You know what I mean?
There's something called Marvel News.
Oh yeah. You go on YouTube and they'll like people talk about what are the movies coming up, what are the shows coming up, reviews and all that stuff. So Billy Maximoff, which is Wiccan, like if you okay. So anyways, they're actually talking about giving him his own show. Now, did I really like his character? No, and it's not because he's not gay or not because he's gay, but because his character wasn't that great.
Yeah.
No, I think he did a good job with it. I mean, he wasn't a central part, which wasn't to be expected until the end, and then like, I think that's when like he blossomed out of there, and that was the whole point, though, right?
I just didn't care for the character. Like, it's nothing against him. It's nothing against the actor or anything. It's just the character that they created for that didn't seem like, oh man, we need to make a show about him. You know.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd watch an entire show with him, but I do like him pairing up with Agatha. I thought that was cute.
Yeah. And I, like we talked about before, I like Katherine Hahn. I love her in everything she does, especially Step Brothers.
Yeah. Step Brothers and The Goods. She was like one of the best parts of The Goods.
Yeah.
He makes the sale, I'm going to eat my own pussy.
She is, and she was really good in
So
this
funny.
one too. Just like
Yeah.
it's that same kind, like that very dry like humor, just being like, well, fuck it, this is what it is.
Yeah, she's really good at how she delivers things. She's really funny.
And Adam, once you watch it, you're gonna get a song stuck in your head for the rest of your life.
Cool.
Oh, the road.
Down, down. Yep. I'm not gonna sing it because I'm not gonna turn away.
I'm still recovering from the Witcher song.
Oh, I never
Oh
saw
yeah.
Toss a coin to the Witcher.
Coin to the Witcher.
To the Witcher. Oh, Valley of Plenty. I had that playing on Spotify for a long time. It was
That
good.
a good one.
I love that show. I didn't see season 3. I'll admit it. I didn't see season 3, but seasons 1 and 2 were solid.
Go ahead, Rick.
No,
So-
go ahead.
I just don't like dead air.
Somebody
Awkward.
go.
I know. Christmas.
Cool. I'll talk about Christmas. So I've watched the Santa Claus about 10 or 12 times in the past week because we introduced my daughter to it and now she's stuck on it. And I have to say that it does not get old, no matter how many times you watch it. I love Tim Allen. Tim Allen is the only person who could have played that part as well as he did.
You're a bigot.
Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit. But I love Tim Allen in general, and he's like the only person that Disney ever broke their no con policy for, because they refused to hire felons for anything. But they came out and said, you know what, we'll hire Tim Allen this one time for this show or for this movie, and they made 2 sequels and a TV show. That's insane. Like, but can you envision anybody else as Santa Claus in
Yeah, a lot
that
of
universe?
Oh,
In that
no.
universe? No. Like, if they had chosen anybody else, I
Kumar.
don't think the movie would have been that big.
Kumar
a hit.
was Santa Claus.
He failed miserably.
He did. He was terrible.
He tried to use drones and make Christmas every day. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that, Kumar.
Didn't work out.
Yeah.
Took the magic out of things.
The show's actually been pretty good. I really like the show, and I thought it was fun for them to kind of go back and give more explanation of the backstory on it. But again, I just want to talk about Tim Allen because he's like a comedic genius. Like, for some reason, his timing's so good. The things he does, a lot of it's improv. Like, he's just so funny. And I've been watching Last Man Standing recently as like kind of my nighttime show. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and that's a really good show. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a long time. It's been some years, but it like got canceled and revived.
it got
revived
canceled.
by Fox.
Yeah, it got canceled at ABC. They say the reason was because that ABC didn't like having a likable conservative on a show.
Well, now ABC is trying to get conservative on the View, but because nobody wants to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Because Whoopi Goldberg doesn't want to have sex with anybody now. See how I just slid that in? She
That's what
joined
she
the,
said.
She won't know.
She joined the B4 movement. If you don't know what that is,
What
look
is
up the
that?
B4 movement. That's where, because Trump won and people don't care about women's bodies, women are refusing to have sex and shaving their head.
What?
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
the
well, whatever.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's freaking stupid.
This is
It's
coming
like,
from a
that
woman.
solves the abortion thing, huh?
Yeah, that's
Like,
yeah.
you know,
Like, refusal to have sex is one thing. Shaving your head, that's not going to stop
but
anybody.
it's all unattractive women. Like, I haven't seen I've looked at some of these. It's like, it hasn't been one attractive woman doing it.
Oh my god, I saw something on Instagram the other day. Somebody said that they're like, I'm not having sex again, and like the comment section was so great because like it was like a horrible picture and it looked like the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas, and they're like, only 355 days until Halloween now. It's like, oh man, ouch.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The View has been interesting. It's interesting. I catch clips once in a while of people coming on the show, just because I'm interested sometimes in the person they have coming on, and it's not a very enjoyable show, and everybody is one-sided, and that's all they're looking at, and nobody really wants.
It's just what's her name, Joe Barr and Whoopi
Yeah.
Goldberg. But it was entertaining when Tulsi Gabbard was on there because she's like, "You called me a Russian bot." Like, she tore into him. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
I love Tulsi Gabbard. She's gonna be
Well,
president one day.
Yeah, well, I was watching I was watching a video about Tim Allen earlier, and when he was on the View talking about woke culture and everything, and he's been one of the most anti woke people in Hollywood, and to the point where he's like, "Cancel me,
Wolf?
I don't care."
Yeah, what
What?
was that?
Wolf?
What do you sing?
Woke.
Oh, woke.
Woke. I
I
heard
think
wolf
said
too.
wolf.
It's
I
woke.
was like,
Woke.
Like, fuck those wolves.
You not understand me?
He's on there like,
Whoa.
what's with you guys and wolves anyways?
I know.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard.
fucking wolves.
I heard.
And
the
Tim
wolves
Allen's
too.
over there saying, "Fuck
wolves
these wolves."
outside.
It's like, fuck these wolves. And they're trying to cancel him because they're like, you know what? We like to eat rabbits, and that's just what we do. Anyways.
I was like,
Yeah,
what
no.
in the furry nation is going on here?
No,
No,
him and I read something where him and Roseanne were gonna make a show or a movie or something like that, which would be epic. Because Roseanne,
I would watch that.
Roseanne reminds me of my grandma, by the way. Now, like,
Yeah.
she looks like my grandma now. I love her, but she's hilarious. She was on Kill Tony. If you haven't watched Kill Tony, it's fantastic. Tony Hinchcliffe, he's the one that they all bullied because he said Puerto Rico. He made fun of their garbage dump at a Trump rally. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
He had her on Kill Tony, and they tear people up. So if you haven't seen Kill Tony, it's like anybody can get pulled from this hat. You just sign up, and you get 1 minute to do comedy, and then they judge you afterwards. And some of these people, they really tear up. And Roseanne's like really nice. they're like really saying the most racist stuff. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh my god.
But if you haven't watched Kill Tony, I'm telling you, give it a
Yeah.
listen. It's hilarious. Actually, I'll show you the one because it had what's his name? He was doing a Trump impression, and then the other dude was doing a Biden impression, and they did it the whole episode like they were dressed as Trump and Biden, and it was like the funniest episode.
Yeah. Well, I like Roseanne. I like Tim Allen. And again, Tim Allen has been fighting against like the woke movements for a while. And but like, and he gets
the wolf movement.
he got accused of being he gets accused of being very conservative, but in reality he's very much a big libertarian. Rick just looked up wolf movement.
Yeah,
He's got some. Tell us what it is, Rick.
Distinct ways of moving. The single tracking where wolves swing their hind legs.
He's like, what are they doing?
As their front legs. He's like, fuck wolves and their movements.
Oh my god.
They do the overstep walk. Where their hind foot tracks are past their front foot tracks. He's like, that's just too confusing. And then not to mention their speed.
What the fuck are we even talking about?
Wolf movements, damn it. We're honoring Tim Allen.
Against it.
Well,
They travel 30 miles a day. I mean, fuck them.
Oh my god.
I don't even see my wife half the time, you know? And I never leave the house.
I don't even
And
know where this is going.
They're walking 30 miles a day. Fuck them.
Okay, are we done now? Are we done with the wolf movements?
So, let me show you.
I don't.
Let me show
I don't
you
see.
the way wolves move. Hold on a second.
What?
I don't care. He's gonna screen share because he found out he can do this recently. Hold on.
Look at these motherfuckers. Look at these motherfuckers.
For those of you at home listening right now, we're looking at a diagram of wolves and how they move.
This is the dumbest conversation I've been a part of all week. And Rick is dying.
Oh my god.
He's having
Oh
too
my
much
God.
fun.
It's how high are you right now?
Oh, I'm sober. I don't
You-
drink. I don't smoke weed.
Well, I'm
Right.
proud of you.
Yeah, good for you, buddy.
That's hilarious. I'm
Good
high
for
on
you.
life.
And you're enjoying that wolf movement as much as you are. That's the best part. like so
Yeah.
cute.
Well,
Amazing.
fair enough. Are we done with the wolf movement now?
Um, yeah, okay.
Fair.
He's
Okay.
very upset.
Driving results
I
through men at Best Buy, the wolf movement. That's what this article says.
You know what's funny is so we introduced one of my coworkers. She's a little bit older. We introduced her to Urban Dictionary the other day because she had never heard of it, and she was going to put a turkey in our lobby and call it Fluffernutter, and we made she was like, it's like the sandwich, and we were like, have you looked it up on Urban Dictionary yet? She's like, what's that? And we told her about it. So she looks up Fluffernutter in Urban Dictionary. It is not a sandwich.
Peanut butter and marshmallow fluff on white bread.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Are you on Urban Dictionary? Look at the second one.
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, you gotta
A
find it.
hand job
It-
where peanut butter is used as lubricant. Oh, is that for dogs or wolves? Is this part of the wolf movement thing? Where you put peanut butter on your balls? Come here, wolf. That seems
Oh,
dangerous.
no. How did we get
See how they
here?
move over to my nuts.
I think I have to enunciate better when I talk
When the
about
male
the woke
ejaculates the
movement.
semen is then mixed with the peanut butter, reminiscent of a fluffernutter sandwich.
There's
Let's
things-
use that in a sentence. I didn't know that she had in mind I didn't know what she had in mind when she brought the peanut butter, but then she showed me the fluffernutter.
Oh my god.
That's enough internet for you today, Rick.
Yeah. There is no fluffernutters in Tommy Lies, by the way.
Also, the act of farting and the escaping air fluffs up your nuts. I was playing Xbox and then I pulled a fluffernutter.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is,
What is going on?
Don't
There's
teach him new
more.
things.
I'm teaching him way too much.
There's
Okay,
we're
we're
done
done
like
with
a lot more definitions on here. Oh,
we're
this
done
one's
with
horrible.
we're done with Urban Dictionary. Let's get back to pop culture here, okay?
You don't want to hear about the intestinal gas?
No.
No.
They have to get technical.
I had to
they
think
use
about it.
person A and person B in this one just so you don't get anybody mixed up.
We're gonna have to edit so much of this.
Oh, we're not gonna edit any of this. This is all staying
Oh
in.
god. I'm sorry
People
for
are
all
just
of our
gonna be-
listeners. All five
People
of
are
you.
just gonna be It's mostly me, you, and Rick. It's fine.
Oh, can you see who listens?
No, I can't see who listens, but I know that there's like 3 people watching. We do have occasionally a couple of people watch us live, which is fun. But anyways, Tim Allen,
Great
So-
in Santa Claus 3.
the great
My
in
favorite.
Santa Claus 3 is the worst of all of them,
That's the best one.
and which is a shame because it's got Martin Short in it.
That's why it's the best. He is so good in that.
He's good in everything, but like the movie itself doesn't work real well.
Right, but like he makes the movie, and you have Anne Margaret.
And
So-
Margaret's great, but
And like.
What
that
about
woman is
Arthur?
legend. Oh, Arthur, yeah. Arthur's
Where he's a
still
little
there.
kid. I don't know why. People said that was terrible, and I've watched it like 100 times when I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know, but Santa Claus 3, Eric, our brother, and me, that's like our thing. We
three-
have a saying from there.
Amigos. That was a classic one.
Yeah. So what were you saying about Eric?
I was just
Sorry.
saying, Eric and I don't know, one day we were just watching it, and there was like one little part where Martin Short turns to Anne Margaret and just goes, "Do you want to be my elf?" And she goes, "What?" And he goes, "You heard me." And Eric and I think, rewatched that little scene like probably 20 times, just rewinding and just crying like Rick with the wolves.
Yeah. That's Martin Short is so funny and he's got a great delivery. I
Yeah.
just finished watching the new season of Only Murders in the Building. And he's one of the and I mean just the 3 of them are so good. Selena Gomez, Steve Martin and Martin Short. They're just so amazing together. And like they play these characters so well and have you watched that show?
No.
I have
Oh my
not.
god. Oh, watch it. It's really good. It's really good.
You guys are telling me to watch way too much right now. There's just it's gonna get all
Oh,
confusing.
Clifford.
I'm not watching Clifford.
But what about Clifford? Are we just
The
saying
Martin
things
Short
now?
movie
Oh,
Lamp.
where he's a
gotcha.
kid. It's very creepy.
Snorkel.
Fluffernutter.
I mean, listen, Martin Short's great in everything he's in. The Three Amigos is one of my all-time favorite movies because you had Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, Martin Short playing like basically three idiot actors who go and save a town from an evil Mexican
Yeah, but
warlord.
they came up with a really great plan.
They did. Shows you planning is 90% of the battle.
Something we should probably start
Those
doing before these shows.
those
We don't
Mexicans
need to do that.
needed the white man to show them how to fight
So
off
interest.
the Mexican mafia.
So fun fact I learned just recently: the main character, the main female character in Three Amigos, Carmen, she was the receptionist in Beetlejuice.
Oh,
When they
really?
go to when the first time they go to the Netherworld,
Oh,
she's the lady with the slit wrist. Same person, same actress.
Oh, okay.
the little accident.
Yeah, that's how I had my little accident. Yeah, she was. That was Carmen from Three Amigos, and I did not know that until like maybe a month ago. Blew my mind.
Hmm.
But Three Amigos was always a fun one. I haven't watched that in a while, but I love the scene with where they're doing the little song and dance in the bar.
It
The
is
My Little
her. You can
Buttercup.
tell her with her eyes.
Yeah. After they said it and I watched Beetlejuice, I was like, "Yep." I was like, "I see it now. Can't unsee it." But
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was something I feel like I just watched with Martin Short in it, and now I can't remember what it was. But I agree. I think that like going back to Tim Allen, him and Tim Allen and Steve Martin are all like really great with their deliveries and just like actually really funny.
they're legendary actors. I was thinking for some reason I got on this tangent earlier today, and I was going through different Tim Allen movies in my head. But Galaxy Quest was one of my favorite movies that he did. Um, it was
Dwight
kind
Schrute
of
was in it.
yeah, he was. They were kind of parodying Star Trek, but at the same time paying a lot of respect to it. And it is just such a funny movie that played on all the tropes of Star Trek.
I hate Star Trek.
You would like Galaxy Quest, though. It's fun. It makes fun of the genre, and apparently it's one of Will Shatner's favorite movies, too.
Really?
Yeah, he really likes it, and it's funny because the movie is a little bit making fun of him, because Tim Allen's basically playing the Captain Kirk, the Captain
Mm.
Kirk character to a degree, and a lot of the stuff that went behind the scenes with Star Trek they kind of mimicked in the movie, but I always thought that was one of the greatest movies that Tim Allen ever did. But you had Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, who's like the sci-fi queen.
Right.
Uh, you had Alan Rickman.
Really?
Um, yeah, Alan Rickman was in that, and he was awesome. I'm trying to think who are some of the other big names in there.
I do love him.
Justin Long was in it.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, there was a lot of big names in that movie, and apparently they were going to they were going to do a TV show with it too. I think it just fell through, but they were going to do a TV show based on that movie.
I think Justin Long is very underappreciated. So I feel like I'm slurring my words and I'm not. Like he's very underappreciated in a lot of his roles. Like in it they're like the little side roles. Like
Yeah,
Zach and Mary make a porno.
yeah,
And he was the boyfriend.
he was so good in that.
He's so good.
He's in there for like 5 minutes, but he was so good in it.
Yeah. Like
He's been in a lot of horror movies, and I don't think I realized how many he had done until like
really?
recently. Yeah, he was in Drag Me to Hell, Jeepers Creepers, Tusk. I never saw Tusk, but
I don't think I
I've heard
saw
of it.
that. Yeah.
That was a Kevin Smith movie, I think, and it was like a really weird horror movie that Kevin Smith did, where basically this scientist turns Justin Long into a walrus. Like,
What?
dude, I don't know. It's weird. I think that's what this is. But anyways, he like sews a bunch of like skin and blubber on him and makes him a walrus, to have sex with him. I want to say. I don't know. It was weird.
So, like the human centipede, but
Kind of.
walrus edition.
A little bit. But
Where are the
the
wolves?
scientist, the
Tusk?
scientist didn't have. Yeah, Tusk. Read the synopsis. You got it pulled up.
Let me see here. Let me hold on a second.
I think it was a Kevin Smith movie.
All right. A U.S. podcaster, Justin Long, ventures into the Canadian wilderness to interview an old man, Michael Parks, who has an extraordinary past, and the American learns the man has a secret involving a walrus. It doesn't
That's all
tell
they
you
tell
much.
you. Okay.
But
I
he
don't know where I read the
basically,
rest of it.
isn't that basically what he did in Barbarian? Like
I
he
didn't see
like,
Barbarian.
well, he's in that, and he's like this douchebag rich guy, and he also owns all these, Airbnbs and stuff like that. And then Barbarian, the house where the Barbarian's at, that's one of his houses, so he goes there and stays.
Well, I like Michael Parks. You brought his name up. He's always a great actor. He's so good in so many things he's in. 'Cause he was in Argo. He was
Oh,
in
yeah,
Kill
I watched
Bill.
that. With the Heights. No. What was that show I talked to you about the other day?
I don't know
Oh, never mind.
which one. Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, Michael Parks is always great. He was in another Kevin Smith movie. He likes to use him, Red State, which was a pretty good movie. It was basically Waco. It was like a version of Waco in some way. Um, like it's a siege goes on in this like religious compound, and like the ATF and the FBI are like fighting them and stuff. It was a very strange movie, but it gets a little wild.
Jay and Silent Bob are in it.
They were the ones to set off the siren.
Yeah. Because,
So
they connect all his universe.
yeah,
But speaking of which, I need to watch Dogma. That is such a good movie. And
Yeah.
apparently the company that owns it won't let it out. So I need to find
Oh,
a
really?
copy of
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
But-
That's one I want to watch. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
I think they're redoing it.
They can't
I
be
don't want to
redoing
watch.
that.
I don't want to watch 2020's Kevin Smith.
Only because of that situation where they're not releasing it.
Yeah, we'll make it, but they don't have what's his name that we just mentioned anymore. He died.
Who?
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman died,
Oh yeah.
and he kind
Yeah.
of made the movie too. He was one of the best parts of the movie.
Wait, who
He's
was
the
he in
best
the
part of
movie?
every movie he's in, really.
What'd you say?
Who was he in that movie?
He was the
Balthazar.
angel.
Yeah.
Was he? I haven't seen that movie in so.
Yeah,
since
he
so
was. He
long.
was the angel that was with them.
Damn.
Yeah.
He was their Castiel,
Oh.
Yeah.
pretty much.
He was good.
He was.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
Castiel before Castiel.
Dogma was probably one of the best movies that Kevin Smith made.
It's gotta
if not
be
the
floating
best.
around
I would say
somewhere.
it's the best. I don't think there's a better movie.
I really like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I thought that was
That
a good
would be
movie,
a close
but it's
second.
not. It's not as good as Dogma.
when they go beat up all the people that talk shit about him online.
What the fuck is the internet?
Boom boom kitty fuck.
Oh
Can I
god,
get a good luck blowjob?
I was watching. Don't make fun of me for this, but I was watching Degrassi like a month or two ago, and Jay and Silent Bob did a little stint on there because they made a movie in Canada. Well, it was supposed to be for the show. It was like Jay and Silent Bob Go Canadian A, and like they were just as funny in that too, but they were obviously playing themselves. But like Jay was being such a piece of shit, like hitting on all the high school girls, and I'm like, this is. I love that they don't ever break character.
Yeah, well they were on that '90s show recently too. I saw the clip that they had in there. They crashed a car through the foreman's house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Amazing.
that was such a classic duo, and it's hard to beat that. Hard to beat the two of them in those characters. They made another Jay and Silent Bob movie that I never saw.
Yeah, they only released it and they did a tour, so
Yeah.
they watched the movie with the people that they toured to different cities to.
Oh,
Oh, did
that's
I
they?
think it
cool.
might be on Amazon, and I think they were doing a Clerks 3, weren't they?
I think so. I think they're doing a Clerks 3. Like,
See, that's what I'm like. I'm kind of afraid of Kevin Smith now because he's freaking loony bins. So,
Is
yeah.
he?
yo, he's totally far left.
he's not as edgy as he used to be, for sure.
Since he did that movie for his daughter, he sucked.
Which movie?
What movie?
Lederhosen or whatever.
Oh, I don't know what that
I
is.
don't-
Hosers, yoga hosers.
What?
Yeah, it stars his daughter, Harley,
Yeah.
and it's terrible. That
Sounds
was in
like it.
2016. So since then, Kevin Smith has been wonky. But 2016's when Trump became president, so that's when everybody went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I love a lot of the work that he's done, though. I mean, Zack and Miri Make a Porno, which we already mentioned this episode.
One of my favorites.
Great movie. Cop Out, which got panned by critics, but I thought was a really funny movie. I mean, you had Sean William Scott, you had Bruce Willis, you had Tracy Morgan.
I just like Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, that was a very, very funny movie that really did not get shit for credit.
I don't think I saw that one.
It was bringing back the buddy cop movies.
Yeah,
Because like it's been a long time since there's been a good buddy cop movie, so they got Tracy Morgan and what's his name, Bruce Willis, to do one together.
and they were a great pair.
Yeah,
They were a really good pair, and I think that was before Tracy Morgan's accident.
yeah. Tracy Morgan's so funny.
He is
doesn't even,
funny.
I don't even think he tells a joke. He just has a good approach.
He's the delivery also.
Yeah, it's the delivery.
Like we're talking about.
The Tracy Morgan from 30 Rock when he plays Tracy Jordan. I feel like that's not that far off from how he is in real life.
My favorite is Brian Fellows, though.
Yeah,
I'm Brian Fellows.
Fellows.
That's one hairy bug. That's one funny looking dog. It's a mini pony.
Oh
He
my
just
God.
keeps going, I'm Brian Fellows.
I'm Brian Fellows. That was a great. That was
so
great.
good.
Oh man, yeah, Tracy Morgan is so good. Again, it's just his delivery. However he does it, everything he says is funny.
So anyways, one thing I was going to tell you guys, but I said I'll save it. So I want to see Christmas with the Campbells. I guess it came out in 2022. Vince Vaughn produced it. Justin Long's in it. And George Wentz in it, too.
like
Which
George
is,
Wendt.
classic. And,
Norm!
yeah. And Brittany Snow, who I absolutely love because she's a scream queen. So it plays like a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Which, Steph was talking about, Hallmark
Yeah.
rom-coms and stuff. But I think Steph is about ready to pass out.
I'm just booking workouts. I'm listening.
But so I haven't watched it yet, but I watched the clip, and it has the two mom and dad, and they're drinking tea, and the mom's like, "Drink it," and then he's like, "Well, I guess I could try some lean." So lean
Oh,
is
God,
cough
yeah.
syrup, and it's cough syrup with codeine in it.
Oh
Okay.
no, there's another term for that. Had you said that, I would have been like, I know what that is. Like, not personally.
Yeah. When I was a drug specialist in the federal prison, they're like, "You ever do any lean?" They'd always say that to me all the time. That's where I learned what lean was. I never, apparently I'm like, dude, you people are fucking stupid. Like, you're drinking cough syrup with codeine in it.
Yep.
Like, not because you're sick, because you want to get high. Like, how
Yeah.
fucking stupid can you be? It's like, well, I'm not going to say anything else, because I am a drug counselor, and I do have patients, so if my patients watch this, they're going to be like, he's making fun of me. But it's like, like you're bragging about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
Yeah.
difference between doing it and being addicted to it and actually bragging about it. Like,
Right.
you sound like a fucking fool to brag about it. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. But there is another term for it, and I can't remember. What is it? It's like, it's not
Meth?
lean. Oh, what? It's not meth.
I don't know. I don't know how you make meth.
Liquid meth?
I don't know how you make meth. I don't know.
No, it's not,
Remember
well, you
that
don't make
whitest
it
kids
with-
you know when he
Yeah.
had liquid meth?
Yeah. No, it's PCP.
Oh, liquid
Oh,
PCB?
I didn't even know it comes in liquid form.
Okay, it wasn't meth. Yeah, that's right. Purple drink?
You
Oh,
do that.
maybe,
You
yeah,
do
that's
that.
what yeah.
That's what they
Yes.
were talking about, too. He's like, I guess
Yeah.
I could do some purple drink.
Yep, that's what it is.
and then like, yeah, I guess this is pretty good lean. Like, he's never done it before. I don't think he knows what it is. He's like, it tastes like cough syrup.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's purple drink. That's what I was thinking of. I was just trying to remember. I was like, I know that there's another term for it.
Huh.
Now we know.
One of the searches is, can lean kill you? Yes, you dumb fuck. It's fucking opiates.
Hey, you know.
I don't
not
even have to
everybody
look
knows
that up.
Not everybody knows, man.
Not everybody knows that opiates kill you? Well,
Yeah,
find out quick.
Pretty. Yeah.
it's true.
Overconsumption of anything can kill
Don't
you.
do lean, people, by the way.
Don't do lean.
Lean.
We at
That's-
Spit Take are very against using lean.
Yes.
Yeah. We fucking fuck lean and
Fuck
fuck
lean.
wolves.
Wolf movements. We like wolves, just not their movements.
Sit there! Don't move!
Why is it doing that? Walk like a normal dog.
Fucking
This
asshole.
is like I don't even know how that happened. Adam just wasn't enunciating, I guess. I don't
I
know how
wasn't.
we got wolf from woke, but I also heard wolf.
But you both heard wolf.
Yeah. And then
Adam
I was-
tends to
Wolf.
do that, though.
Wolf.
Adam
Wolf.
tends to say things wrong.
I do, but not that
That's a
time.
lot.
I just
actually
didn't say it
made,
well.
if you look at the Spit Take TikTok, I actually made a super clips of it.
Can you send those to me? I don't have TikTok.
I'll see if I can find it. I made super clips of them saying things wrong. I forgot about that.
You guys used to bash me a lot about that. Well, it's like what was it? I did when I announced your company or something like that, and I was like, oh yeah, and check out Warriors Respite, and you guys were like, it's respite. That's
Don't
not
worry.
name.
The attorney that I hired was also kept saying that after I corrected her.
It's spelled like respite.
But she's
Everything
an
I
old
learned
lady.
in kindergarten tells me it's respite.
She was an old lady, so I didn't want to. She was a very sweet old lady, so I didn't want to, like, dig in too deep on her. Like you, I can just bash,
Yeah.
but I didn't
Yeah,
want to
right.
bash my lawyer.
I'm so glad that like I'm perfect and you can't bash me for anything.
No, I never bash you for anything.
Sure, no, not at all. Well, it's like there's this older lady at work. She's a volunteer, and she every time I see her, she calls me Andrew, and it's been months now, and I just don't have the heart to correct her. Yes, yesterday I walked into the boardroom, and my supervisor was sitting there, and I passed the volunteer, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Andrew," and I was like, "Hi, how are you?" And she walks out, and my supervisor's like, "Did she call you Andrew?" I'm like, "It's been months. I can't correct her." I was like, "She doesn't have much longer on this world. I can't be the person to tell her that."
So my daughter, my daughter's name is Lana. First of all,
Yeah.
everybody keeps calling her Lana, and she'll correct them, and they'll keep saying it. And she's like mad, and she's specifically mad that I named her Lana because when she's playing Roblox, people were saying her name backwards.
Is that a true story?
Yes, they're doing that on Roblox
Oh.
because her name was I forget what her name is. We had to change it,
Poor anal.
but I
That's
don't
good.
know why because I was thinking of Aaron, but then I thought about another Keenan and Peele skit that I seen today where they were in math. Did you ever see this one? They're in math class, and then he turns over and he goes, "Man, I could really get high on some or use some hypotenuse, and then he goes, "Oh, I can use some hypotenuse," and then everybody cracks up,
Yeah.
and then
So
he's like,
true.
"I said that," and so they're like, "Hey, principal, come in here. Tell him what you said. Tell him what you said." He goes, "I could really use some hypotenuse," and then they all start cracking up again, and the guy goes,
God.
"I'm the one that made that joke." They're like, "Shut up! Shut up! Stop taking credit!" And then Enrique Iglesias comes in,
Yeah.
Fluffy, and they do it again. He's like, "Man, you want to go on tour with me? I need an opener."
Gabriel Iglesias. Enrique
Gabriel
Iglesias
Iglesias.
is the guy who sings Hero.
He sings
I
upside,
can-
inside out.
No,
That's Ricky Martin.
that's yeah.
No.
Damn,
I
dude.
can be your hero, baby.
And he
Oh,
does that.
you're thinking of Puss in Boots.
No.
No. That's Antonio Banderas.
I don't know if he's being serious.
You know, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have to draw you a map.
Oh,
Pablo
These are-
Francisco. Remember Pablo Francisco stand
I
up?
love Pablo
He's
Francisco.
hilarious.
He's trying to steal my tortillas.
I don't know who this guy is, but I want him and his tortillas dead. And then he's like talking about Keanu Reeves. He goes, "They went too far. They went too far."
for all of our listeners, I also have no idea what they're talking about.
Those are my lines. Those are his lines.
Pablo Francisco, he's a really funny comedian.
Little tortilla boy. Watch Pablo Francisco's Little Tortilla Boy.
Yeah.
He does the
It's like a 10-minute skit.
he does the voice for like previews, and so he
Yeah.
does this preview for Little Tortilla Boy. And he's like, "Arnold Schwarzenegger, get to the chopper. Arnold Schwarzenegger some more. Get to the chopper again."
I guess I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, Pablo Francisco's really good.
He's like the lesbian-looking Pablo Francisco. Mamma mia! He's like, "You ever have a Mexican girlfriend?" And she's always sticking up for him. And she's like, "I don't know who you're talking about. Essay, you gonna write a paper or something? What's going on?"
His stuff is
It's
just
funny.
so
I
good.
haven't seen that in such a long time, but I remember all this.
Right?
It's my favorite stand-up of all time.
It's
Maybe
been at
we
least 10
should
years.
Put the link to
It's been
that
like
on our
so
podcast.
it came out in like 2022 or 2002, I think.
Yeah.
And like I was watching it in 2006, and then
Same. Yeah, that one was he was so funny, and like he
Whatever
does a
happened
whole
to
thing
him?
about like softcore porn. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. He talks about
He's like, it looks like they're just trying to move furniture. Ugh, ugh, yeah.
wow, he looks way different.
Back
He's
to the
talking
porn.
about the stripper comes in as a cop. He's like, "Is that someone's Ferrari outside?" "Yeah, that's mine. I'm gonna have to arrest you." And then he's like, "The pizza's here." He goes, "Oh, here you go." He's pulling money out of his ass.
I have to watch that again sometime soon.
I wish people could see what I'm seeing from this end, just watching you two like making these hand gestures.
Just me, just us giggling. If you want to see it, go to our YouTube page. Anyways, yeah, Pablo Francisco. I have to watch that again sometime soon. He's so funny. He was one of those classic comedians that was so good. He went the way of Dane Cook, though. Doesn't really do anything anymore.
Yeah. Dean Cook was overrated from the get-go.
I liked him. I like Dane Cook.
No, I like what's his name now? The autistic
Matt Rife?
comedian. No,
No.
Matt Rife got canceled.
Did he?
why'd he get canceled?
I just learned about this. I forget, but he got canceled recently. Because he had a girlfriend, and she came out and said that he was very abusive and controlling and had like all this proof, and so he got canceled.
No.
No.
Well, that was short-lived.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's really funny, but
He's not going anywhere.
You can be funny and be a piece of shit. That's a thing that can happen.
that's like most of Hollywood.
Yeah. Louis C.K. was a piece of shit, but he's still pretty funny. I still
Yeah.
listen to his stand-up.
But Dane Cook stole Louis C.K.'s stand-up. That's why I don't like Dane Cook.
Yeah, what's that comedian's name?
Which one?
The one he doesn't make eye contact, but he's hilarious. Like, he's pretty big now. But he just makes a joke a second. And he was on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan doesn't know how to like make jokes. And so he's sitting there making these jokes, and Joe Rogan's like, "Nah, I don't think so." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, what did we were watching, I think, Tires, maybe? I think I brought this up before. That comedian who I know, like, a lot of people, it's controversial, but he was really funny. What was his name? If you guys
Tires.
if you haven't seen that, oh, Shane Gillis. Do you know him? Oh,
No.
you have to, Adam. You would love it. It's
Yeah, he's gonna be in Indy soon. I'm gonna go watch him. He's hilarious.
Shane Gillis.
He's the one that does the Trump episode. He plays Trump.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
And Kill Tony. Watch that one where he's Trump.
yeah.
It's
He's
pretty
great.
funny.
I'm gonna put the clip of Pablo Francisco and Little Tortilla Boy on the Facebook post this week.
We have a Facebook.
We do.
I'm just kidding. I knew that.
We have 60 followers. It's
Mark Norman.
going along.
Look up Mark Norman.
Mark Norman. Okay.
He's like a joke a second. He's hilarious. But like, what's funny, he doesn't make any eye contact, but he does like really awesome like face and hand gestures while he's doing it. And it really sells it.
Awesome.
I'm looking him up. All right.
But yeah, Shane Gillis is probably the best right now.
yeah.
Like,
Did you watch that show?
what show?
Tires.
No, I was watching something where they're like he was with these girls and he's telling them to get in the Connex and they're like, "No, you're gonna take me to Epstein's Island." He goes, "Man, you get to Epstein Island, they're gonna reject you, bitches." You're
Yeah.
and they're like, he's like, "Who the fuck are these old bitches?"
Yeah, you have to watch it. It's
All right.
definitely worth it.
Awesome.
Is that what it's called? Tire? I've never seen it. I've just seen
It's
the
called
clip of it.
Tires, Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen a couple clips of it. It's hilarious.
Awesome. Well, I think we're out of time. So, you guys good? You got anything else?
No, I'll be back next week to try to figure out what you guys are talking about, though. Per usual.
Sweet.
Yeah, and if you want to join the wolf movement,
All right. Well, from all of us here at Spit Take, thank you for listening or watching, however you get your daily Spit Take in. I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah,
Anyways,
back to the porn.
follow
Back to the
us. Yeah, spit on it. All right. Follow
Do
us
it.
on
it's like the
Facebook.
sandwich.
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. And we'll see you next time.
porn. Enjoy your fluffernutter.
Level up, guys. Oh my god, I'm laughed out.
I got to go grab my phone.